called 911, and within moments they were there. Saved my life. I mean, on the way there, they did all the diagnosis, they called ahead, prepared the ER for me coming in, and that made all the difference, I think, in me being alive. I got people who knew what they were doing, who were calm, attentive, professional, and amazingly caring. The cardiologists have said I probably shouldn't have woken up because that doesn't tend to happen, but I was really lucky to be able to get that kind of ambulance service and support within minutes of me having this near-fatal heart attack.
Every one of these folks are just an example of the 9 to 1,000 calls that we have every year, day in, day out, 365 days a year. And we're there for you at the paramedic level. We're pretty darn proud of that.
It's saving one life at a time. And we do exactly that. And I can say without a doubt, over our history, we saved 24 lives. They would not be here today without intervention from TEERS, EMTs, and paramedics.
We wanted the most advanced pre-hospital care provider in New York State, which is a paramedic, to go to every single call.
I started off as a medic in the Army, as a combat medic, and then I got out of the Army and went to JCC and got my paramedic, and been doing this since 2010.
One of the most common questions we have received so far is what happens when I dial 911? I'd like to walk you through what would actually happen if you were to call 911 right now. So we've got a map, shows our primary service area of the townships of Clayton and Orleans. Like any good map, we need a little red "You Are Here" dot. So we'll say you're over there tooling along 81 and someone in your car has a medical emergency. You're going to pick up your phone. Doesn't matter if it's cell phone or if you pull over at a rest area and call 911 from a payphone. It's going to ring into the Jefferson County Dispatch Center in Watertown. And there's more than one individual that works there. So while you're talking on the phone, they're going to start asking you literally 15, 20, sometimes even 30 or 40 questions while you're on the phone with them. In the meantime, there's somebody else sitting at a radio who's calling us.
Fire, Thousand Ounce Rescue Response there, 180 cutter at 12. Unknown injury, MVA, rollover, G-bonds, top. Sparks coming out from underneath the vehicle. Possible entrapment.
So all this while, the 911 call taker is on the phone with you. You're answering questions. They're telling us what priority the call is going to be. They're giving you instructions to help you care for whatever individual might be sick or injured until we get in our ambulance and respond over to your call. This particular Jeep is from the audio that you heard. There's 2 individuals there that are doing very well as of today that may not have benefited from the services that TEERS provided to them. What I mentioned earlier, our primary territories are the townships of Clayton, Orleans, and their respective islands. All told, we have approximately 27,000 people that we serve throughout the summer months. And that doesn't sound like a lot until you think that the population of the city of Watertown is only 28,000 people. So we have Memorial Day through Labor Day, approximately the same population as the city of Watertown, spread out over 150, 160 square miles. And we do that with 1 to 2 paramedic level crews on, depending on peak call volumes. But as you can see based on this next map, we don't exactly play within the lines of the township of Clayton, Orleans. We provide a lot of services to the township of Cape Vincent, Alexandria, even over into Lyme, and even as far down as Pamelia, on what's called a mutual aid basis. Because we staff the highest level of care available, that paramedic level, we routinely are called upon by our neighbors, up over close to 300 times last year alone, to provide that advanced level that they sometimes are unable to muster. What you'll see is every red dot represents some component of the EMS system within Jefferson County. That's every BLS ambulance, that's every ALS or paramedic level ambulance, and that's every fire truck with a first aid kit on it that might come on a first responder type basis if you were to call 911 with a medical emergency. But obviously a fire truck isn't going to be able to take you to the hospital if you're sick. So we're going to get rid of those. So we're left with all of the ambulances in the system. But as Raleigh alluded to very early in the presentation, not every ambulance is created equal. You've got the ones that are staffed at the basic life support level, and you've got the ones that are staffed to the advanced life support or the paramedic level. So we're going to get rid of the ones that don't offer that advanced life support. So now you can see we're already looking pretty lonely up in the northern half of the county. We've lost Wellesley, Alexandria Bay, Redwood. None of those organizations carry those advanced life support equipment or personnel on their ambulance. They do a great job of providing the BLS service, but occasionally you do need to have that paramedic level service, and that's why we wind up going to assist them for that higher level of care. But not every ambulance has someone in it 24 hours a day ready to respond to a call. A lot of these ambulances are based out of fire departments where in the middle of winter they have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, got to start the car, brush the windshield off, hop in, drive to the fire station, get in the ambulance, get it running, find somebody to go with them, and then go to the call. TIERS doesn't do that. We have someone in our station 24 hours a day ready to respond at a moment's notice. Our average time from our pagers going off to somebody going out the door is just over a minute and a half, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So if we remove those that don't have someone in their station 24 hours a day, you're left with TIERS, Guilfoyle Ambulance, they're a for-profit corporation out of the city of Watertown, and Fort Drum Ambulance, which is federally funded and doesn't leave the installation. So if we show just the non-for-profits, you're left with just Thousand Islands Rescue.
We are looking at finalizing the project that's been in our grasp for about 6 to 8 years now, and finally establishing a permanent facility for Thousand Islands Rescue, which is a plot of land next to the fire station on Grave Street. And we started the process in a capital campaign, and we're trying to get that darn building built. Facility is a rented facility. It's getting older. It's hard to heat. It's hard to actually cool in the summer as well.
As a community, what we're trying to do is to see to it that TIERS doesn't go anyplace. And by getting them, getting their anchor in solidly right next door to the fire department, getting them in their own building where they can train and be even a more solid part of the community, I think would be very beneficial and is actually critical.
Our campaign goal is $1.3 million overall. I think today we're right around 300,000, maybe a hair under that. The construction of the building is 844,000, and then the rest you can see are various support level.
Building a new building for them will give us, our community and the surrounding communities, the kind of quality facility that goes along with the professional capabilities of the people that work there.
It's just would be great to have a new home.